Hi guys, my name is Apoorv and this is the very first video of this year's last SEO audit series. Here we go. So I posted this on Reddit. I'll do an SEO audit plus create 1 month's content strategy for your SaaS. And this is the foundational SEO audit plus strategy. So let's jump on to the very first comment, ignoring the first few ones because this is bot, this is ChatGPT, this is almost ChatGPT, this is bot. Yeah, this is the one. By Old Tony. Love this. Here's my SaaS, leadapp.com, and this is the website. Capture leads, maximize every opportunity. Now, this site is built on Wix, WIX, and this time we are doing a change in terms of how we do our audits. Up until now, I used to show you live in terms of what I do on SEMrush, on HREFs, and on the website, right? This time I've already done the SEO audit and put it on Notion. So I'll drop the Notion link in the comments in the description below. And I'll just give you an overview of how the audit will work. Here we go. Notion, this is the current homepage screenshot. If it loads, yeah. Then we have the HREF screenshot, which clearly says the DR is 0. Only one keyword is ranking, which is the branded keyword. There's no traffic. Referring domains are 3, and we're getting 3 backlinks from these 3 referring domains. I'll talk about the backlinks down below. And the UR is 9. So we'll start with the heading structure first. So if I go to this website, right, let me just click here and inspect. You can see that this is P, not an H1 or anything like that. And if I go right here, if I click on this and click on inspect, this one is H2. The problem with this is every website should have at least and only one H1, and which is very, very, very important. So ideally, this should be the H1 here. Below that, there's a hierarchy that you have to follow. For example, you cannot just jump to H5 after H2. So I have talked about this right here, that this should be H1, and industry is transformed by Lucia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll be pronouncing Lucia for this video. Lucia is H2, and you can see these are H5, not the headings. Ideally, this is H2, service businesses, local brands, and GTM teams. These should be H3, and this should be P, paragraph. Now, second part is content relevance. So it's quite clear from the name, content relevance means giving more relevance, giving better relevance of a website to search engines. You segment it in 3 types. First is 1 word, 2 word, and then 3 words, which typically means figure out or curate the keywords from your copy. I'm currently talking about the home page that are the most popular or are appearing the most of the times. So Lucia, leads, call, convert, these are 1 words, then 2 words, and then 3 words. Ideally, this should how the content relevance look like. These are the words that should appear more often. I'm not talking about that this is what we have to achieve. I'm talking about this is the best case scenario for the homepage. Let's come to backlinks now. 3 referring domains are this: rollingbox, crossover.p.com, SEO-link.info. I'll be pretty honest, all of these backlinks are bad. And I always say this, that you have to stop begging for strangers for links. You have to stop paying for them. You have to start building relationships, and you have to reach out to them. You have to do guest webinars and a lot of different things, right? Long term wins is always greater than quick hacks. So, what I always recommend to initial startups or any website that is just launched is to start publishing content on medium.com. There's an option called import a story. When you click on write a story, you just have to put in your URL and it will fetch the entire data. And it also gives you a backlink. So it's almost very automated. You don't have to do copy and paste and those of things, right? So medium.com, and do the same with Tumblr, LinkedIn. You must have heard of LinkedIn Pulse, right? So LinkedIn Pulse, SlideShare, and there are tons of websites like these. Then comes set up Pinterest bulk upload, which is Pinterest automation. This is the video that you have to watch. I'll just put it right somewhere here. And at last comes, just go to Google, search for social media networks. There are over 100 plus social media networks, which lets you put your website's link in your profile and gives you a backlink. It could be a no follow, it could be a do follow, it doesn't matter. It's basically you getting some initial backlinks which are required. So A recent good one could be peer list and coffee mug, but you can just go through it. Now, structured data schemas. Currently, the website has two schemas. One is site link, the second one is local. Now, the problem is, first of all, both of these are not set up correctly. So, it has to be set up correctly. So, either fix them or set up from scratch. And while you're doing so, also implement FAQ schema, product schema, and review schema. I'll talk more about the FAQ and the entire website structure later. Then comes the website copy. So if you go here, capture leads, maximize every opportunity. This is quite vague in itself. Plus, this does not has any keyword. And if you go down, there's no main heading. It just you just talk about features. You just talk about the value, right? So what we're doing here is we're changing it, and I'm not very good at copywriting, honestly, but this is the best I can do in the given time. So yeah, for the headline part, I just change it to turn every missed call into revenue, 24/7 AI powered lead conversion. So I'm actually using the keywords right here. Also, I'm talking about the value. Then the subheadline says Lucia handles phone calls with superhuman intelligence, converting leads 24/7 on autopilot. Consider this from a user's perspective who's stumbling upon this website for the very first time. I have no clue what Lucia here means, right? So you have to provide a bit of awareness to me, or you have to give me a nudge to make me understand what does this mean. So what I've done here is never miss a lead again. Lucia, your AI phone agent, captures and converts leads 24/7, integrates with your CRM, and reduces your cost per lead by 75%. I told folks what Lucia is, then what it does, and what is the value that you will get out of it. Then the CTA here is, first of all, I have a question to the OP. Why have you put login in the top right? I mean, just curious. And then the CTA is talk to Lucia and hire Lucia today, which leads to pricing, and this leads to interview. I changed it to get started for free with a small nudge, no credit card required, which is quite common in the SaaS industry these days, right? Second one is see Lucia in action. And below this, I just added this because I think it's something which has recently been started, so they don't have much of the much of good client portfolio. So aiming to be trusted by 3,000 plus businesses to handle 99.9% of customer calls without delay. Now, to be really honest, a user will never read this clearly, aiming to, right? They'll only read about the numbers, trusted by 3,000 plus businesses, handles this much. So focus there. And just below that, in the 1.5 fold right here, build a calculator which calculate the savings with Lucia. So it actually captivates the user to stay on the page, and it also engages them. Then comes the second fold. So here in this no major heading. So I just put in why choose Lucia for your business. And then set up in minutes, the same kind of headings, but the content has been changed a bit. Then there are some recommendations. First of all, if you look here, right, they have the numbers, they have everything. I just added a table which actually gives you a competitor analysis in terms of traditional call centers and Lucia AI assistant. So it gives you a very good, it gives user a very good value in terms of understanding, okay, this is the value that I'm getting, right? And switch to Lucia today, and I believe in small span text just below CTAs. That always works. It gives a nudge, and you have to put it everywhere. I believe that, apart from the top right section. Then comes the search queries plus FAQs. Now, think of this, when you're working in SEO or you're looking forward to SEO, right? You always focus towards the best keywords and understanding your ICP and everything. What most of the folks miss out is in understanding what what is their ICP or target group or target audience searching for on Google, and that is relevant to them. So typically finding the best search queries for yourself. Now these are the search queries that I second, yeah. These are search queries that I think are the best for this. What is an AI powered lead gen assistant? Leedab AI call assistant reviews, and I've categorized them into informational, navigational, and transactional. Out of these, you have to write FAQs, and these FAQs should answer all of this. It has to fulfill the intent, it has to do every damn thing. Then we have keywords. AI voice call, AI calling. So I went through SynthFlow and Bland, and both of them are doing very good in these keywords. And analyzing both of them, I figured out there are some keyword gaps that you can actually work on to get some initial boost. So I'm expecting you can easily get to the very first page within the very first 2 months by working on these keywords first. Does Discord charge for international calls? AI cold calling, Air AI competitors. I think Air AI is by Bland or Synthflow. Free AI answering services, automated debt collection calls. This totally depends on whether this is in your ICP or not. Post call analytics. You can showcase it as a feature. Then comes the content strategy part. So I won't read all of this out. You just have to go through it. This includes what should be the title, and this includes the keyword that you have to use here. Okay. And then we have robots.txt. So current robots.txt is all good. There's just one slight change that I have done. I have disallowed some important folders. For example, admin, staging, test, private. Based on whatever you're doing in the backend, it could be slash SSO or anything as such. You just have to go here, type in disallow, and add something like that. Okay, this totally depends on what's going in the backend. So just do that. Then comes the website structure. So current website structure, you don't have a navigation bar right here, but blog, pricing, terms and condition, privacy policy. If I go to the sitemap.xml, we have blog categories, blog post sitemap, booking services, pricing, pages sitemap. Let's go to pages sitemap. We have feedback, VPP, tutorial, features, blank one. Damn. These are a lot of pages. The problem is none of them are ranking right now. So if I actually go and do this, we have this right here: playground, contact, tutorial, pricing, FAQ, feedback, visually. By the way, most of the pages on your website does not have a good meta description and meta title, so you have to work on that. So I'll tell you what the problem is. You will start getting impressions very soon once you start working on the content. But to convert those impressions into clicks, you'll have to work on meta description, meta title. And if you don't do that in the very initial phase, what will happen is, for example, if you're working on some content, right? Google always gives you an initial push by getting you rank on the very first or second page on a A/B testing model. And if people are not clicking on it, it will automatically push you far away on the fifth or sixth page. And then there's no going back. So you'll have to write another piece of content and do a lot of different things, right? So to set things up right, make sure your meta title and meta description are very captivating and highly conversion, full of highly conversion, right? So we have this. So this is the website structure, by the way: homepage, product pages, blog, case studies, pricing, FAQs, comparison pages. A good example for comparison pages is, this is one of my clients, Fable. Look at this: Fable versus Storyline. Similarly, all of these, right? So you can do something like this. And then you have about, contact, legal pages, which I think you already have, terms and conditions, privacy policy, and cookie. So I think cookie is missing, but yeah, it doesn't matter much honestly right now. Then comes the internal linking part. Your home page should be internally linked to all of the major pages. Product pages should be linked to use cases, blog posts, and pricing page. Blog should be linked to product pages and FAQs for related keywords. Now, one thing that you should focus on is, for example, if I write something like, let me give you an example, okay? Let's say AI phone calling is one keyword that you want to be ranked on the very first position on, right? Okay. Let's say you are getting a backlink from a website, and this is how the backlink is coming from, okay? You can check out this website here. And herein you have your backlink, leadab.com, for example. And the problem here is, currently Google is fetching this, that here anchor text is leading to your website, which is very broad, very vague, and nothing is coming out of it. But let's say, here's the best AI phone calling SaaS. And herein you have your link. Now, when this will appear, this will give you an immense value. And I will literally like to focus on this aspect that let's say if you're getting this backlink from a DA which has from a website which has a 50 DA versus you're getting a backlink from a website which has let's say 12 DA. This will provide you more value than this one. And the same thing works in internal links as well. So while you're giving internal links, don't do this here or check this out. Always try to put always try to use your keywords as anchor text. So let me just remove this one right now. Okay, so just go through what internal links I'm talking about and the user flow. So homepage section, homepage CTA leads to product page CTA leads to comparison landing page. I would prefer landing page. And the landing page start free trial either leads to the pricing page, but I think it's way too much, or it should directly lead to the Stripe or Dodo payments or whatever you guys are using, right? Then comes the other section. Now, other section is typically everything that come on my mind when I went to the website again. Okay, so a lot of pages on the website doesn't have meta description. Talked about it. Wix is not a good platform for SEO. So Wix is something which is good enough to get your site online to let people know okay this particular company or site exists. But when it comes to SEO content strategy, it doesn't work. Either go with WordPress or Webflow, or make your website from scratch and use Superblog or anything like that, right? Then come, and by the way, don't use Framer as well. Framer and Wix sucks. Then comes much like your homepage, the blog post. So if I just go to your blog page, and go to your blog and open this one. If I go right here, click on inspect, look at this. This is P. So technically, your website, your blog post does not have even a single heading apart from this one, which is the wrong thing. So you'll have to focus this entire heading structure hierarchy very strictly. Make sure it always is in the right manner. Then let's come back right here. Create an exit intent pop-up. So this will, okay, the entire idea is create a lead magnet. I have given an idea here. A guide on 5 ways to reduce cost per lead by 75%. Okay. This guide has to be very, how do I say it? Let me show you a guide on, I'm not sure whether I have this or not. Let's check it right now. This one. How I help SaaS companies. This is sort of my lead magnet. It works in a different manner altogether, wherein I talk about my results, the immense amount of value I got by working with a client who actually shared my testimonial in his investment community, investors community. Sorry. So yeah, this is the entire thing wherein I talk about myself, what I have done, and why you should focus on SEO and everything, right? So this is technically me trying to sell SEO by not actually being salesy, but actually providing value. So you can actually see this. I'm saying actually a lot, but okay. The 5 step is your framework for SaaS, and it has genuinely good value. Okay, you have all the audits right here, and everything you might need for this. Coming back to this, yeah, create a lead magnet and use exit intent pop-up. So in WordPress, I think there's this tool called Mail Poet if you're using WordPress. Not sure about Wix, or you can just typically code it. Then for CTS, hire Lucia today is too broad because a lot of folks initially might not know what Lucia is, right? So try something like try Lucia free for 14 days, and just below that, put a span small nudgy text as I've talked about earlier, right? In the above CTS. I think you got the gist for this, right? Add a live chat integration. This actually makes a website look more prominent or more bigger than it might actually is, right? So talk to is free, but talk to is not something which I recommend to SaaS because it looks very funky, quirky. It's more of hospitality, bloggers, and a lot of this. So look for a free alternative or something. I think uh, I was going through one, and yep, Neeraj Singh has this website, this entire business, by Nito. If we go here, I'm not sure if he has built something on chat, intercom fresh chat alternative, and it's almost free. So try it out. Okay. Now coming back to it, yep, I already asked this one. Why does this? What does this mean here? Login. I mean, I just want to understand the psychology right here. So this is it. Go through it, follow it up. Feel free to drop your thoughts. Or, I mean, for the OP, you have the right. You can just reach out to me right there. For anyone who's watching apart from the OP, you can just drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll just answer them. I hope you like this video. I hope this turns out to be really impactful and useful for you. All the best. Thank you.